So you were 21 years, 3 months and 3 days old when the European election results came in. What is it like to be the youngest MEP elected into the European Parliament?
It feels really strange. Like in some ways I just still see myself as just a normal person, but I know that I've also achieved something that no one else have done before. So I just have to tune in on my new identity as an MEP, and also I feel a lot of a big responsibility, so that all the young people who voted for me because they're tired of not being listened to in the climate crisis, that they will see that their voices were actually meant for something.
Why did you decide to run in first place?
Well, I think I decided to run because I was also tired that my generations weren't being listened to. And also I was told that also as a young female, most often I was also running against 2 other males in my youth party at the beginning. But I was told that if you don't do it, you can't expect other young female politicians to do it. So also to make the way for people coming out from future generations was important for me also.
Should Parliament do something to help young people get elected quicker? For example, introduce a youth quota maybe?
I don't think that we should do any legislations that makes it easier for young people to be elected, like quotas. But I think it's important that we, in each political group in the European Parliament, talks about how is our group, is it balanced both with gender and with age also and background, and then we also take the discussions in the national parties. I think that's the best solution.
Is there anything that surprised you during your first days in the Brussels bubble?
Yeah, it surprised me that I remember I thought that it would be super fancy and everyone sitting really concentrated. And I remember Terry Reinke from my party, who's a German MEP. She was at one point walking around barefoot without her shoes and was just being really chill and also doing her nails. So it was quite interesting to see how this big important parliament is also just a parliament with normal people.
You are part of the Danish Greens. Over the next 5 years, what are your priorities?
Well, my priorities is that we can see changes in the green ways, so that when we have the new budget for the next 7 years, that we can just tune a little bit on the green investments and in the research. Because if we do just small things in the budget, it has enormous effects. And also with the common agricultural policies, that we will not just support big productions, but also will support plant-based agriculture and more environmentally friendly agriculture.
If we meet back here in 5 years, what would you like to have achieved by the end of your first term?
Well, I would like to have achieved green changes on the budget and the common agricultural policies. I would also like to have contributed to young people's understanding of what the European Union is and what we're doing, and also that we as young people in Europe have the same interests in many ways, like with the climate change and the economic issues in many countries, so that we're not as national as we might think.
The EU institutions currently struggle to elect their leadership. What do you think about the whole negotiations and the fact that the Greens are slightly underrepresented?
Well, I think the negotiations on who should be the president of the commission and have all these fancy jobs are actually quite annoying, because for me it takes focus away from the politics and put it over on the people and the specific persons instead of... So I'm not sure what Timmermans or Weber wants to do with the climate. I just know that they want to be commissioner president. So I think that, and I feel it's quite a big shame that after we had a big election where a lot of people actually voted and the voter turnout was higher in most countries, that instead of focusing on what changes do we want, we focus on which name should be in the top.